people naturally think it's political because it's coming from a politician.
Member, just straight to the question.
Madam Speaker, please. I have a mother that is in St. Anne. I don't have one in here.
Member,
right?
question, please.
Don't do that.
Straight to the question, member.
Don't respond to that.
Blessings, ABR family and viewers. Welcome back to the channel. It's your girl, and Isabel Rose. And in this one, Dayton Campbell, the Member of Parliament for Eastern Westmoreland, showed up and represented the people of his constituency in the House of Parliament yesterday with a heartfelt, speech, and same was being basically bombarded by House Speaker Julian Oates, who continues to exercise her powers and basically abusing her powers. This is the same House Speaker whom, before the hurricane had hit Jamaica, didn't allow the opposition to brief the nation and to question the government as it relates to the whole preparation process. Coming again post Melissa to give the opposition a very hard time in the parliament. Now, a message to Julian Oates: if you don't want to be in the parliament, you can excuse yourself, recuse yourself, step aside, because you're not at your house talking to the man that you're aligned with. You're not at your house talking to your sons. You're not in a school. You're not in a teacher principal setting to want to dictate to grown men and women who are representing, people of their constituency. And it is very distasteful, and it's time that she be reprimanded for her actions. Why, in a critical moment as this, such a heart-wrenching moment as this, where lives have been lost, people are displaced, thousands and thousands of people are being displaced, and you're not giving the Member of Parliament the opportunity to speak on behalf of the people and to get the answers from Anju, who is said to be the Prime Minister of the country. Very distasteful. I never know that the standing order gives a specific way of asking a question. Anybody can start a question by using a statement. You can ask a question in a statement form. I never know say the standing order gives a direct way of asking a question. That's every time someone from the opposition side should ask a question on behalf of the constituency they represent, they are being given a hard time, and it is very evident. Look at this lady's attitude and her demeanor, and I believe it's full time that there be some sanction to her actions. Full time she gets some sanctions, and if this is the way how she's gonna continue, the opposition now gonna get nowhere in the parliament acting so, relaxed to her attitude and her behavior. She is the very same person who responded to a comment after she posted a picture for an area in her constituency where she was giving out care packages for that area that was marooned. And someone commented under the video that she posted on her social media and stating that, the West needs some help as well. And her response as a Member of Parliament, as a representative of the people, stating that the East was badly hit also. What kind of response is that? What kind of heart them people have? No, sir. I thought she would have, give a more soothing response to say, all right then, we're going to work something out to see how best we can even travel down to the West to assist. If I even that pill you could have given the woman. But to say, oh, the East was hit badly. So basically, I say, when I come down the so car down here, so hit badly too. My God. But ABR family and viewers, I want you to listen to the entire speech of a Dayton Campbell and remember to answer to the call in helping those in the mostly affected areas. You can do so by donating to credible sources and or you can adopt a family. The number is at the bottom of this flyer. You can feel free to collect the number if anybody you know wants to assist in that way. Please feel free to pass on the number. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I have a few questions. At the outset, nothing that I say is politically motivated. I guess when a politician is saying something, people naturally think it's political because it's coming from a politician.
Member, just straight to the question.
Madam Speaker, please. I have a mother that is in St. Anne. I don't have one in here.
Member,
Right? Don't
question
do that.
please.
Don't do that.
Straight to the question, member.
No, don't respond to that, but just finish.
I am simply trying to set the context of what I'm saying by saying that nothing that I have to say here is politically motivated. It's a simple point.
No, but there's not a reason why we need to say because of all of the social media saying.
My first question, because I think we have to learn from what we do. My first question, in the preparation for the hurricane, when the initial allocation was made of $200 million, we were told that some of us constituencies were not included in that allocation of $200 million. We raised concerns because the system was bigger than the country, several times bigger, and clearly would have affected every parish. Looking at what happened, where Westmoreland was told that we're not a priority, and landfall was made in eastern Westmoreland, do we think that we have the appropriate mechanism in place to make the allocations for impending weather events like this?
Good question. Good question. Good question.
My second question. In the lead up again to the hurricane, we were told that the supplies would not get to the shelters until the system started and persons started going to the centers. Do you think that was the appropriate decision, seeing that we were preparing for a Category 5 hurricane, and naturally it would have caused disruption in access to get to the shelters? I could have made my points easier. Idea, an accurate count of the number of deaths that have occurred in Jamaica.
No.
Because based on my count from my own constituency, in the Darlington division, there are 12. In the Leamington division, 4. Betheltown division, 2. And 7 in the White House division, which is giving me 25. So do we have an accurate count as to the number of deaths that have taken place in the country? Do we believe that the response to retrieve the bodies was appropriate? Because we've had funeral homes that had to come for some, and the community members had to bury others in eastern Westmoreland. So do we believe that the response has been adequate to pick up the bodies? In terms of the response of ministries, departments, and agencies. How do we go about making an assessment on how we deploy personnel from ministries, departments, and agencies to constituencies that are affected? Eastern Westmoreland is where landfall was made, a Category 5 hurricane, the eye of it, so that carries the eye wall, went across the constituency, starting in New Hope to Darlington to Betheltown, and then over into South St. James. Total devastation and destruction along the entire constituency. Do we believe that enough personnel from ministries, departments, and agencies have been mobilized for a constituency like this, which is in fact the actual ground zero of the hurricane? My next question: do we think that the condition that obtains in the shelters currently is adequate? The Maud McLeod shelter in Darlington, the persons there are sleeping on the desk that are within the shelter. Not one mattress is at the facility. Females are there that are having their monthly cycles without any form of supplies being given to that center. 3-month-old baby in the center. Do we think that sufficient work is being done in the centers, in the shelters that currently obtain? There are over, by my estimation, at least 2,000 homes that are flat, not damaged. They are totally destroyed. The foundation is all that you see. Do we think enough is being done to provide shelter, food, and water for those persons who have been displaced? I'm encouraged, Prime Minister, by some of what you have said. I'm encouraged by some of what you have said. Not being unreasonable, I'm encouraged by some of what you have said. The establishment of the points by the JDF is something that is long overdue, so that we can have access points across the constituency where you can airlift supplies to and then distribute from there, and that we can get medical personnel in place. The hurricane itself and the destruction that it has caused is a high-stress environment. To be hypertensive, have high blood pressure, and be out of your medication in a high-stress environment is a recipe for disaster. It's a ticking time bomb. So those persons that are within Eastern Westmoreland that needs medical care, the centers have to be set up urgently in a way that the army can mobilize persons to the different communities so they can attend to persons. There are at least 3 communities that are still marooned. And at Grand Gala, we see soldiers rappelling from the helicopters. It can't be just practice. Now is the real thing. Beeston Spring, which are Beeston Spring, the 3 areas that are maroon, Beeston Spring and a community called Touch Valley, and there's another section there called Left Hall, and then you have Amity up in close to the border with South St. James. PM, my own assessment, and I'm not a specialist in this, but my own assessment, looking at the damage to the housing stock, is that I believe that the only thing that I see that can quickly deal with it is the containerized housing solutions that come anywhere between 3,000 to 4,000 US landed
Member.
and erected.
Member, do you have any more questions?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, I do.
Okay. Please,
yes,
member.
I do. Yes, I do.
Please, member, questions.
What is the possibility of us as a country putting a program together that will see us being able, and I'm sure the other members from Westmoreland will speak for themselves, but and surrounding areas, because Northwest St. Elizabeth is in the same category, you know. So it's not a political point that I am making, because the damage there is just as bad. What is the possibility of us being able to implement a program quickly where we can get some of those units erected, so at least we can get that mother from under the tarpaulin with her children? That is the current situation in Belmont and Bluefields and elsewhere across the constituency. We also need, if you want me to ask it as a question, when will we be able to have some repair done to the gas station facilities, so that when somebody says to me they are coming from Kingston, I don't have to ask them to bring me low sulfur so that I can drive? When will we have some facility in place that persons can get access to fuel, so that they can, even the elected officials, that they can actually go to the communities? Madam Speaker, I have nothing but concern for the people that I represent. I don't care who they voted for. Not my concern at this time. I'm talking about the people and how they are currently living. Anybody who doubts what I am saying, take a trip for yourself. And if it doesn't cause you to have tears, then you are not human. Anybody that doubts what I'm saying, take a trip for yourself. If you think that I am just here grandstanding, take a trip for yourself and have a look at the situation. It is a total and complete disaster in eastern Westmoreland, and this is a cry for help.